Welcome to Meet the Drummer. I'm your host, Brian Petry, and today's guest, Mr. Brannon McLeod. Brannon, thanks for taking the time to do it, man.
Man, thank you for having me, brother.
For sure. So tell us a little bit about yourself, man. Where'd you grow up? How'd you get started playing drums? How'd the bug bite you? All of that.
So I grew up in Lafayette, Scott, and man, I don't really remember exactly when it happened, but I remember when I was probably about 3 or 4. I just wanted a drum set, and I really don't know what caused it. But my parents were so generous enough to buy me one. They bought me one of those little, starter kits, and there's I don't really remember it, but there's pictures to prove that it happened. Right.
Right.
So I was on this kit, man, as a little kid. I was just drawn to it. I don't really know what caused it.
That's great. It stuck.
It did stick. I'm glad that they, I guess I owe it to them for actually listening to me or cultivating whatever spark I had for it, making it happen.
Yeah.
It did stick.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, take us through how you got started playing with bands. What was your first band? How did you, or your first sit-in or things like that?
So, let me remember.
The $1 million question.
Yeah, I'm getting, I guess, up there in age to the point where I have to stop and think.
It gets better.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I know that me and my cousin started playing. He had a guitar, and I had the drums. Granted, it probably didn't sound very good, but we started doing that. But the first real gig I got was so in the school I went to Family Life.
Okay.
You know where Family Life
Yeah,
is? Off
I
of
do.
Dulles?
Mm-hmm.
They used to have a school once upon a time.
Yeah.
And I went there because our house was literally in the neighborhood next door. So I would walk to school every day.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
So one day I think I was maybe 9 or 10, they sent out these little flyers to the classmates. And it said taking auditions for chapel. And so it said, what instrument you want to play and yada yada. So I don't remember what gave me the confidence to do this, because I still to this day, all these years later, I don't know what gave me the boldness to do it, but I just was like drums and
Yeah.
sent it in, and that's how it started. I started in chapel, and then I moved to the church when I was 12, and I started playing in the sanctuary.
Sounds like a calling to me.
Yeah, it just happened, man. And
Yeah.
They used to say all you could see was cymbals moving.
They
They used to say cymbals were moving.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's where it started.
I played a few services over there with Maria.
Are you
and
serious?
Nathan, Sam, and those.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
So
man.
recent. That was somewhat recent, right?
The last 5 years, I've done quite a few.
Really?
Oh yeah, some great players over there,
Dude.
and I love them.
That's super cool, man.
Yeah, Nathan, I did the. I forgot what they called the big show where all the churches come together and the gathering.
The Gathering.
I've done the gathering a couple
Really?
of times with them, and it was
No way,
awesome,
dude.
man. Yeah,
That's a super cool. So we know all the same people.
yeah, man. It's a small community once you
Yeah.
get plugged in there,
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I didn't mean to derail the conversation, but yeah. So that was you started playing in the sanctuary over there and
Yeah.
got recognized and started.
I did that from 12. I started at 12 and did it until I moved to Houston in 2014.
Wow.
So a good little run.
Yeah, man. Houston's for musicians, it's a great scene, man. There's so many places, and then so many places on the outskirts.
True. It's
play
a big
over there.
place, a lot of good players, a lot of venues, a lot of gigs. It's just a big place. Just the mere scale of it.
Walk us a little bit through how you picked up a gig over there. What was your process? Because I know a lot of guys from here have interest in Houston.
Yeah.
And so if you could give them any advice or any pointers on how to go over there and, steps they might be able to take to pick up a gig like you did,
Honestly, when I moved there, I obviously didn't know anyone.
Right.
I didn't really have any connections or any contacts there. So, man, all I did was I was actually really playing guitar at the time. I would get my guitar and I would look up blues jams, and there's a lot of them there.
Yeah.
At least, I mean, if you really look, you can find one almost every night of the week. I would bring my guitar and I'd go to these blues jams, and you would just sign up on a paper, and they would call you up. You play 2 songs, and man, I would go and do that as many nights a week as I could. I didn't have a job. I just went and did it. Networking.
Yeah, man.
And one night, I don't remember what happened, but one night they needed a drummer and they didn't have one. And I think I was just if I remember correctly, but it's something like that happened to where I was yeah, I could play drums if you need. And they were like, all right, whatever. So I jumped on, and just that was kind of the start of how I got into the drum scene of Houston.
Yeah.
I did that, started playing with this kid, and then do you know who Zach Person is?
I don't think I do.
He was living in Houston at the time. He's a fantastic guitar player, good songwriter. He now lives in Atlanta. But at the time, I started hitting with him. Then we opened for No Refund Band. You know who those guys are?
Oh, yeah.
Ricky Jackson
Yep.
and all them.
Wow.
We opened for them, and they asked me if I would be interested in their gig. Started playing with them. Through them, I met Ham. It was just
once you get plugged in,
you just ricochet off of other bands.
Yeah,
So
right.
But it all started. The whole point was, sorry to go off.
No, go tell the story, man.
It all started with just going to blues jams. That was it.
Yeah.
Not getting paid for gigs, and don't expect to get paid for sometimes you just gotta invest.
Yeah. Man, it's a great place to, like we said, network, but it's also a great place just to pick up some information about certain players, certain scenes.
Yeah.
Just
Meeting
who have
people.
been there, right? People who have been there can give you some guidance and tell you, point you in the direction you really want to go.
Absolutely. And there was a lot of that. There was a lot of that there. And
That's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of helpful people. Everyone is really cool. You don't really run into a lot of egos and pride. You don't really do that. Everyone is cool. Everyone wants everyone to succeed.
Yeah.
It's a really cool scene, man.
Yeah. Houston's it's a big scene, man. But yeah, like you said, there are a lot of good players and a lot of different scenes within their
You're
scene,
right.
which is cool, man.
There's a lot of different scenes. Yes, there's the blues scene. There's the rock and metal scene. There's the funk scene. The jazz scene.
Yeah.
It's cool, man.
Yeah, it's really cool. So we have some mutual friends out there, man.
We do.
So you played with a bass player who's I've been friends with since the 90s, Mike.
Mike Mead.
So how'd you get hooked up with those guys? Because, man, those guys are some great players, man, and just some good all-around people.
Actually, you want me to? I'll tell you a funny story. I'll make it quick. So before I even moved to Houston, I saw Hamilton live at Blue Moon in Lafayette when I was living here.
Oh, wow.
I saw Hamilton live there, and Mike wasn't with him at the time, but I saw Ham. And I think I was 20 or 21 at the time. And after I saw them play, I sent Hamilton a message on his mailing list. And I was like, hey, man, I was like, if you ever need a drummer, my name is Brannon. I'm 21. I live in Lafayette. And, I'm really motivated to join a band, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And, of course, I didn't get a response. Well, fast forward all these years later, I moved to Houston, start networking, meeting people, getting a little older.
Yeah.
And I guess more reputable. I don't know. And when I start playing with Zach, one day Zach's at my house, and he's like, he says something like, hey, man, my guitar teacher or something. He mentioned his guitar teacher or something like that. And I was like, oh, well, who's your teacher? He was like, this guy named Hamilton Loomis. And I was like, oh, I know him. I saw him years ago at Blue Moon. And he was like, yeah, he lives
Wow.
in Katy. And I was like, whoa, this is cool. So eventually we opened for Hamilton. And that led me to getting the call with Hamilton.
Wow.
And just one thing led to another all these years later. And when Hamilton actually went to ask for my email to send me
If you had ever
the
checked
song
your stuff.
list, he saw my message.
That's hilarious.
He's like, hey man, he was like, did you ever send me a message about wanting to play with me like 6 years ago? And I was like, yes, I did.
Yep.
So through Ham, I met Mike. Mike Mead was playing with Ham at the time, and
Wow.
those two guys are, I mean, they're just some of the most talented people I've ever known. Some of the most, like, it was the type of thing, you know how it is, I'm sure you've experienced it, when you sit in a band, especially when you're younger, when you sit in a band with these guys, you're like, I cannot believe I'm sitting on this throne right now.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Yeah.
how did I don't know what I did to get this lucky, but they're that good, you know? And
Yeah.
Still to this day, they're some of the best I've ever known, you know,
Yeah,
talent-wise. And then they're just great guys, too.
They are. They are. Like we were talking before, you know, when I was there during my college years in the early 90s, you know, Mike was playing with Catfish, was the name of their band.
He's talked about that.
Yeah, with Hugo and them. And, man, they were just so killer. You know, even back then, they were doing so much cool music and just so mature for their age as far as their playing, man. It was
Absolutely.
amazing,
I
you know?
know.
So we became friends with those guys years ago. So that was pretty cool when I saw, you know, because moving forward to the current situation, you playing with Wayne, we're going to talk about that in a minute. That's where I first heard your name, you know? So when I looked you up, first thing I see is you playing with Mike, you know? And I'm sitting here going, wow, this is a small world. It's freaky when you stop and think about it, you know? It's huge when you're pounding the pavement driving at 3 a.m.
Oh, God, yeah. I
But
know.
when you think about things like this, man, it's like, wow, it's just crazy. But it's that's cool, man. That's you know, like you said, you're lucky to have gotten plugged in with guys like that, man. They're well respected,
I know.
you know, well known, just genuinely good people and amazing players, man.
It's so true, man.
That's awesome
I'm
because
very grateful for that.
yeah,
It
'cause-
taught me a lot. It makes you really step up when you play with guys like that. I always say this. I'm like, you know, you can only be as good at like tennis as who you're playing with. You know what I mean?
Right, for sure. It makes
That's
you
what it
elevate your
feels
game.
like.
Right.
Because it's like, you know, if you have to volley that with them, and they're always going to be hitting it back, so you got to be there with them.
Right.
You know, if someone's just hitting the net every time, you can't really stretch out. So it's like, that's how
Totally.
it
It's a
felt.
great
You know,
analogy.
it felt like that. It's like, man, I got to just keep up with these guys. They're always going to be hitting it back. I got to be there.
Yeah.
So it really just helped. It helped me just forge my craft better and make great friendships along the way.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Wow. So, okay, let's move forward. So now you currently have the Wayne Toops gig, which from a drummer's perspective, that's a hot seat, man. You know, because let me tell you on that gig, because, I mean, he's got a history of having some killer drummers, you know? So to walk up on that seat, man, it's a stamina check. And like we were talking before, what I don't think the average listener or viewer really understands is when you take that gig, especially coming down here in Louisiana in this heat during festival season, your adrenaline's already going. So you want to come out there just blazing balls and just, you know,
Yeah.
and that's the kind of situation that'll catch you and be like, hey, let me humble you a little bit. Let me make your hands sweat where you got to tighten up your grip and everything's going to tighten up after that.
True, man.
So tell us about how you got that gig. I know you have some friends and stuff around the band because I saw Gino commenting that he knew you and everything. So, yeah, walk us through how that came about, man.
So my lifelong good buddy, Josh Menard. You know Josh?
I love Josh,
I
man.
figured you did know Josh.
Oh,
Everyone
yeah.
knows Josh.
Such a great guy.
He is. So
Sweetheart.
Yeah. So back in the Family Life days, that's where I met Josh, and we pretty much grew up together.
Wow.
And Josh is one of the people I was playing music with. Actually, Josh is the first person I've ever played live on stage with, was with Josh.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Wow.
so Josh, we've always known each other, and Josh got the Tubes gig about, I think, 5 years ago.
Oh, I remember when he got it.
Yeah, he just
totally
made,
remember.
I think, 5 years. So the opportunity just came up, and he sent me a message, and he was just like, hey, man, he was like, you know, I'll put your name in the hat. You know, do you want, is this something you'd want to do? And of course, I'm like, yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Very nervous, but yes, of course.
Yeah.
And it was just around the time where I was looking to just branch out and just make a big move, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's how that came about.
That's awesome. You know, I've yet to catch him live with you, but playing with Dustin, I play with Dustin Saunier.
Oh, cool. I know Dustin.
And I know we do a lot of festivals, a lot of the same festivals. So
Right.
I'm sure we're going to run into each other out there eventually.
so.
But I've seen the videos, man, and your style is so suiting.
Thank you, man.
You know, you got that the fire of a rock drummer, but you know, and that's what it takes to play that gig. You have to have some major fire.
Yeah.
To play that gig. You can't worry about being all smooth and this and that. You have to bring the heat on that gig.
That's what Wayne told me. He was like, "This is a rock and roll band." And I was like, okay. I was like, I like that, man, because I love rock. You know,
me too. Yeah,
I love rock, but I love like the finesse too. I love those two
balance.
things. Yeah,
man.
So this
Everything
is like,
I've heard was fantastic, man. For real,
man, that's
great.
so nice. Thank
Yeah.
you, man. I'm just relieved to hear that. Like,
That's the word. That's everybody, and it's people are talking about it. Everybody's like, man, that new guy he's got sounds great. So
That's so nice.
it's time for them to meet you.
Well,
You know,
I'm just very relieved, and that was my biggest fear. You know, as a drummer, man, like sometimes the nerves just kind of go away, and
Yeah,
you don't
totally.
you get complacent. Well, I gotta be honest, and everyone that's listening, dude, don't tell. Well, it's like I want to say, don't tell anyone. Don't let this get back to Wayne. But I was so freaking nervous, dude, and I still am
understandably
nervous.
so. Yeah, understandably, man.
Wayne is like, you know, when I met him, he was like, when I was going into this, I'm like, I expected him to be the most intimidating person I've ever met, but he's like exactly the opposite of that. He's like the nicest guy I've ever met.
I say that all the time.
He
man.
is just like the sweetest man on this planet, and he instantly makes you feel like you've been knowing him forever. But still, it's like the gig makes me nervous, man. It just, and I just want to do the best job I can do. That's it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
I totally understand, man. I'm like you. I don't really get nervous on gigs, but understandably in that situation, because all eyes are on you.
yeah,
On that, especially on that gig, man, because like he's had some big hitters
I know.
on that gig, and I mean, you know, so to walk up there knowing not that everybody judges, but everybody, you know, when you walk out there,
Kind
everybody's
of
got their
sitting
measuring
around,
stick.
just like, all right, let's see how this goes. You know,
Right.
who's this new guy? All right, let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
And that's a feeling that I hadn't felt in a really, really, really long time.
I get it, dude.
So I was like,
totally.
oh my God, I forgot the way it feels to like shake before a gig. You know, I'm like,
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, your hands are sweating. Like you said, it's one of the most strenuous gigs I've ever done, like physically wise. So it's like you pair all those things together, and it's like it's an intimidating spot.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how it felt. I still feel that way. I don't know if that feeling ever go away. Even Josh was like, I still get nervous at gigs.
Yeah.
I still practice all the time. It's true, man. It's high octane, man.
Brian Perrin gave you high praises.
I
Man.
love Brian, man.
I love Brian too, man. That's
saw
my
him
brother.
last night. Played
Yeah.
with him last night.
He's an awesome player. He's a great guy. But
He's an awesome singer too.
oh,
He did a song last night, and I'm like,
no, dude, he's
great, man.
All around talent. Yeah.
And you know what? We have a theory that I remember him delivering water to my house when I was like 10 years old.
Can you imagine?
I'm like, how long have you been delivering water? He's like,
long time.
As long as you've been alive, buddy.
Probably.
And I was just like, do you ever serve Champion Soda Vision? He's like, yeah, I used to deliver all because we used to have the big 5-gallon. And he's like, yeah, there's a high, because I used to always answer the door for him, and he was like, there's a high chance I saw you when you were. So that's like our theory.
Perrin's a good dude, man.
He is
great
man.
player though. Super musician, just great.
Awesome. Very, very good.
That's awesome, man. Well, yeah, that's so Josh pretty much reeled you in there, and that's cool, man. Hey, look, you're knocking it out the park. If there's any question, I can tell you because you know how it is. When you're out in the scene,
yeah,
you hear everything. Well, you don't because you're the guy, but everybody else hears the buzz, right?
Yeah.
And I can tell you, it's 100% good. Everybody
really?
I've ever heard.
That's so
I haven't
nice,
heard
man.
a single negative, nothing negative at all. Not a single negative comment.
Well, that's just, I mean, I'm just so honored for that.
Yeah, man.
You know,
That's
you know
great.
what's funny? I told the guys last night, it was like me, the monitor guy, Rob, Mark.
I love
front of
Rob,
house.
man.
Rob, yeah, he's awesome. And Josh. And I said, look, y'all, I said, let me tell y'all all something right now. I was like, if there's ever anything I do that sucks, I was like, just tell me. I was like, I don't want to be the guy walking around that doesn't know. Like, tell me so I'll know.
Yeah.
And Josh joked with me. He's like, well, now that you say that, he was like, no, I'm just kidding. But I was like, yeah, I want to serve
That's how
the
you
gig.
fix it. Yeah, for sure. I love that, man.
I'm like,
That's
Wayne
right.
Toops is Wayne Toops. Everyone knows who Wayne is. Like, there's nothing that has to be said about Wayne Toops. You know, I want to help preserve Wayne Toops,
for sure.
the music as much as I can.
Yeah.
That's important to me, more than just hitting skins. I want to like make sure Wayne is still Wayne Toops.
Absolutely.
You know, and of course he always will be, but I just mean in terms of like Zydecajan and the delivery of that music, I want it to be as good as it can be.
For sure.
I want to do my part as good as I can do it.
Yeah.
That's very important to me.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing it, man. I think you're doing it. So let's, man, if you were to give any young up-and-coming musicians any kind of advice as far as, you know, like a young musician wanting to get in the scene and start playing music and start playing gigs, what advice would you give them first? I know it's tough, and I ask everybody, but
it's a good question.
It's a thinking question, man.
The best questions are the hardest to answer.
Yeah, right.
And I want to give my best response to that. Don't be selfish. Like, always want to serve whatever project you're in. Don't look, how can the project serve me?
Right.
All that will come.
Absolutely.
You're going to have to be in some bad situations. You're going to have to play some bad gigs. You're going to have to play on some bad equipment. You're going to be in bad vehicles on the road. Like, there's just going to be a lot of bad.
So true, dude. Yeah.
The hardest part about this career, and I know you can vouch for this, the hardest part of, especially starting from a young age, is realizing that there is just as much bad as good about it. And 100%. I know how it is, man. When you start a new thing, let's just say, yeah, you have this calling to play drums or guitar, or whatever it is, you know, it doesn't matter. Be an artist, whatever. You know, you only imagine it being this, like, really awesome thing. And it is.
Yeah.
But there's always, like, a byproduct of that. And that's just the harshness of the reality of doing it. And if you can just be, like, altruistic about that and just love it, you will one day, and everyone listening, I'm being honest, that day came for me very recently.
Yeah.
To where I was asking Steve Grisafi about that last night. I said, what age were you when you finally said, I paid my dues? And he told me, he was like, whenever we inked a deal with River Road, and I was like, you know, when I got that call for Wayne, I truly felt like, man, like all of this grinding and just all of this touring, all this has just paid off.
Yeah.
And
you're networking.
Yeah.
You know?
The
great.
best advice is you gotta just love the good and the bad. You have to embrace it.
You have to love it. We say that every episode. I mean, you really have to love it.
You You got to keep a good attitude.
Yeah.
That is your reputation, your attitude is more important than your playing, I think.
Yeah.
Your playing
This is another episode that we say, build the scene, don't tear it down.
Awesome.
Build your brothers up, man. You know?
Build the scene, don't tear it down.
That's right.
Yeah. Be there, be on time, be pro, smile even when you're not having fun. Because at the end of the day, it will pay off if you stick with it.
Absolutely. We're entertainers as much as we are musicians.
Absolutely.
So, awesome, man. That's great advice. So, let me ask you this, man. This is one of the main questions that comes up. I don't know how many episodes you've seen or if you've seen any of them or not.
I'm nervous.
So we talk about the Louisiana musicians and Louisiana drummers. We all cook. You cook?
I cook.
That's the Cajun thing, baby. What's your favorite thing to cook, man? Let's go. I love it. Especially on the road, man. You know, you got good people cook good Cajun food.
Yeah,
that'll pull a damn crowd like a good band.
My favorite thing to cook. Man.
There's so much down here, I know.
Honestly, I love cooking steaks, man. I've put a lot of like years of work into
It's an art.
being able to cook a steak.
It's
and
a freaking art,
good.
man. Yeah, for sure.
I love cooking steak. I love making rice dressing. I love that. Hey, here's a secret I'll give us. I don't know if other people do this, but one time my grandmother made rice dressing, and she accidentally put cinnamon instead of cayenne pepper.
Oh, wow.
And it's like...
Gave it a spice.
I fell in love with it.
Wow.
Now I put cinnamon in it.
Every time.
And it'll change your life. Try it if y'all have never tried that before.
Oh,
it was an
will.
accident, though, man. So I don't know if other people do that, but this happened by an accident.
That's great.
So try it.
I'm definitely... Well, it makes sense, man, because when a lot of people brown meat, they put sugar in it to make it stick.
Like caramelize,
So it's kind of the same concept, you know, but...
She was like, oh, my God, I accidentally put cinnamon, but it was like the best thing
Do it
ever.
again.
Yeah. Now it just always goes in. Man.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, is there anything you want to share with the viewers or the listeners who don't really know you that, you know, you want them to know about you or anything?
Another good question. I'm very appreciative that, and I tell them this, you know, as much as I can. I'm very appreciative to Zyda Cajun and just the Wayne Toops organization for just being so awesome and like accepting of me coming in.
Yeah.
That was another big fear.
Their whole crew is a great crew, man.
They are.
I love all those guys. They really
are.
are great guys, man.
I brag about Wayne to people just back home and that and a lot of people know who he is.
Yeah.
But I just tell him, you know, just how generous and just how awesome of a person he is. And, you know, having that mindset of like him being this like intimidating superstar in my mind all these years and now finally know. I mean, he still is to me, but
yeah, dude.
Now that I know him,
presence.
Yeah, now that I know him, you know, I just see how personable he is and like it's awesome to be able to work for him.
He loves snare drums. So you can have a long conversation with him about that.
He does. I have a cool Wayne Toops snare drum story, actually. I don't know if you want to hear it.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. Tell it, man. Let's go.
And you know what? This is a story of how generous and awesome of a person he is. So this was around the first, I think, week or two. He brought his snare drums. He was like, come look at these snares. And
we talked about that at one of the festivals, man.
I go look, and he's like, I love snare drums. He's like, I love snare drum, and I'm like, well, do you play? And he's like, no, I like snare drums. So he shows me this pork pie snare that he has, and it's this pretty like yellow snare, probably that, but kind of it's made out of wood, and it's real pretty wood, and And he's like, what you think about that? I'm looking at him like, man, this is really nice. Where'd you get it? Blah, blah, blah. And I look inside of the hoop, and in gold ink, whoever made the snare signed it, and they dated when they made it. And it was 12/23/13, and my birthday is December 23rd.
Oh, wow, dude. What?
And I was like, whoa. I was like, that's cool. I was like,
that's a sign.
He was like, what? And I was like, this snare was made on my birthday. And he's like, no shit, really? And I was like, yes, sir, it was made on my birthday. He's like, well, happy birthday. And he gives me the snare.
Wow. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Damn.
He just gave it to me.
Oh, that's cool.
He was like, happy birthday, little brother, So that just goes to show what type of person he is.
Man, how
very,
cool
very
is that?
generous, very kind, very nice.
Yeah.
And I'm learning a lot from him.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Humility. It's still alive, man,
And I tell that story for the sole purpose of I want to brag on Wayne, how he is.
Yeah, man. Yeah. He's a great guy. I
is.
tell everybody, every time I've ever seen Wayne, he's always been super nice to me.
Yeah.
Always. I mean, for years. I grew up in Crowley, so.
That's where he's from.
Yeah.
Yeah, from the same place.
Yeah, I actually used to see him. My dad's cousin was Sean Mouton, who was an accordion maker. And I used to see Wayne when he was younger around there. But my dad had a jewelry store in Crowley, which was a block away or 2 blocks away, something like that, from Modern Music. So I'd walk over there when I was younger, and they would let me charge drums and cymbals, and because they knew where to find me.
Right.
They'd let me pay my little $20 or $30 a week or whatever. But I used to see Wayne and them because they would be recording in Master Track inside
they
Modern Music.
They talked about Master Track.
Yeah. So I used to see him around there when I was a little kid, man. Him and all the players, all the guys, Eddie Bodan, Mike Birch, all those guys. I used to see all those guys around there. So it was pretty cool, man. But yeah, Wayne was always that cat, man. He pioneered it. Me and Gino talked about it. Dude pioneered an entire scene.
He did.
I mean, we wouldn't have the Zydeco scene we have without Wayne Tubes.
No way.
And I think everybody out there will admit it. But he's the one who kicked that door down.
People always ask me, well, what genre is your new band? I say, well, you just have to listen to it because he invented a genre. Zydeco. He invented that.
Yes.
And I'm like, I can't even compare it to anything. I'm like, it's Allman Brothers meets Cajun meets Zydeco meets. I'm like, you just gotta listen to it.
I love the reaction of the first timers. Like when we go places, like sometimes we'll be in Texas or something, at festivals, and we'll play, behind Wayne or ahead of Wayne or whatever it is, and it's always cool to see the people who have never seen him play because they see him standing there with an accordion and they're just thinking, and dude, he's a hard act to follow because the energy is just, man, there's so much
He's
fire.
A rock star, man. He plays the accordion like he shreds it, He shreds accordion.
Yeah.
Literally. Like no one's done what that man has done.
That's great, man.
And I will stand by that.
Yeah. So I know Wayne has so many songs, man. How far down the list are y'all getting on the songs? I know you probably learned the show first, the current show.
Yeah.
But I know it probably wasn't long before he started throwing those other tunes.
He's getting to that point now. Josh always gives.
Don't stop learning.
Yeah. Josh tells me about his first time and his first few months in Zydeco, and he said one day Wayne was like, "All right, honeymoon's over." he was like, "I'm starting to throw you more shit." So, it's kind of getting to that point where, like, last night actually we played like a private show, and there's lots of requests at a private show.
Oh yeah.
And so you want to honor that. So last night we did probably, I don't know, maybe close to 3-4 songs that I'd never even heard before. So Wayne's just like, all right, it's a waltz, whatever.
Yeah.
And he starts it. So I'm trying to, I'm back there.
I know. I know the feeling.
And I messed up. I messed up like the ending of a song. I mean, I didn't know it.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And I tell Wayne after the gig, I'm like, I'm sorry, boss. He's like, don't worry about it.
Go learn it. Yeah.
So I mean, but he's cool about it though. But I learned the show, and then Josh. It was great working with Josh, man, because he prepared me. He knew what to prepare me for.
Right.
You know, instead of just throwing me the record, he threw me the special songs. He threw me all the hits. He threw me like very specific details that like you would only know if you were in the band, you know, versus just learn this record. So that saved me so much stress, is having Josh do that for me.
Being a multi-instrumentalist too, I'm sure helps you decode some of that, you know, as far as listening to certain changes, knowing, okay, when it goes to this part, you know.
Yeah. Just modulations and rides, and that helps, you know. Just understanding, just I guess trying to exercise my understanding of music as a whole versus just, you know, listening to the drums or listening to this. I try to kind of just listen to the whole thing.
For sure.
You know, and that helps.
Yeah, totally. Well, hey, man, tell us a little bit about the song you chose to play today.
Okay, so this is actually my band back home called Dimphonic. We've been a band since 2015 or 16. I can't remember. And this song that I chose is like one of the first songs that we kind of collectively wrote. And I know you're a rocker too. I love rock music. So we kind of formed this rock band, and we've just been doing it ever since. We're actually working on, I think, our 4th full-length album right now. It's almost done.
Wow.
So
awesome.
We're still just doing that. I'm doing that back home.
Can they find your band online on like Spotify, iTunes?
Yeah, Dimphonic.
All platforms?
Yep, we're on Spotify, on YouTube. We got some live stuff on YouTube if you want to check it out.
I'll try and throw up some links on the video for you.
Yeah. And then I have a YouTube channel. My name is like AKA Drama. I'm known as Drama Face on YouTube. And
that's a cool band name too, Drama Face, man. That's awesome.
And I do a lot of silly YouTube music stuff, so if you want to check that out too.
For sure, man. Yeah. For sure. Awesome. Well, you ready to play some drums?
Let's go, man.
Let's play some drums, brother.
Let's do it.